everybody. How's everybody doing today? Christopher from Things and Stuff is on the move. We're going to take a little stroll today and talk about what am I planning to do in the coming months about my channel. Well, this channel originally started off almost 7 years ago, or a little longer. It's hard to believe. And his original intention was to go to just touristy sites, museums, things like that. But then we had this little remarkable thing called the lockdowns. And our whole kind of world just kind of came to a stop. So over that time, I had a lot of thoughts. You know, there's more to me than just going places. It's my interests. It's things and stuff that I enjoy. Hence, that was the idea behind the channel name. And as time progressed, I started thinking, well, what do I want to talk about? What do you want to know about me? And what I want to know about you? So some of the things that I want to go over is some of my likes. Well, first off, you're probably wondering, how did I get into some of the different things? Well, I've always been very curious all my life. I've enjoyed a lot of hobbies. I did Civil War reenacting for many years. Yes, there's actually Civil War reenacting out here in Southern California. One of the biggest ones happens Labor Day weekend at Huntington Beach Central Park. It has a great turnout. If you've never been to it during Labor Day weekend, I highly recommend it. I did one of my earlier videos I did actually was of the Revolutionary War reenactment. They do that in the fall season, and that's a great event as well too. That's located in Huntington Beach Central Park, which is one of the nicest parks in my area. I live in Orange County, California, and there are good things to do here in the West Coast, as you know, and I'm trying to keep things positive. Besides that, I also like a lot of tabletop miniatures games. For many years, I used to be a volunteer demo rep with Catalyst Games Labs for Battletech. If you're not familiar with Battletech, it's a great game. I started playing back in 1986, learned to paint the miniatures, and then just over time I enjoyed it so much. There was a great blooming community, you know, and I started playing and going to conventions like Strategicon and local game stores, which is what you saw in one of the videos. You saw that we did free RPG day, and I went to several of the game stores. I'm hoping to get to some of the other great game stores. One of them is Shuffle and Cut. So if you want me to go there, let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can get permission to do some video there. The other thing I enjoy, which you saw in earlier videos, is RC sailboats and boats. I kind of let that hobby kind of go to the side, but I'm hoping to get back into it. My boats need a little work before you'll see that. As far as role-playing games, well, I started back when I was a kid, probably about in 1982, and I bought my first role-playing game. It was Dungeons & Dragons, the Holmes edition. I didn't know it was the Holmes edition back then. I just knew it was the really cool book with the blue cover with the wizard on it. And I went through the whole Satanic Panic in the 80s. Many of us went through that. If you went through that, I'm kind of curious about your stories and your experiences. And I played it for many years, and it's like everything else in life, as you grow, you outgrow it. And then my daughter, she was I think about 11 or 12 at the time. She'll correct me in this video, I'm sure. I give her credit. She got me back into two things. One, she found out all my Battletech miniatures. So that's how I got back into Battletech. And then I started running Advanced Dungeons & Dragons for her and her friends and my wife. And then I took a break for that. And I did a lot of camping and a lot of different things like that. And then, a few years back, found out about Osric. If you don't know what Osric is, and you like AD&D, you're missing out. First off, if you don't have a lot of money, I'm going to tell you this. Osric's the way to go. Because one, you can get the rules completely free. And two, if you want to buy them and have them in hard print, they're just gorgeous. Especially the new 3rd edition, which I did do this year. And I went in on the backer kit on that and bought it. And I will show you pictures of it in the future. But one of the things I really want to talk about is the hobby as it is. Out here in Southern California, we're blessed with a lot of things. We have the good weather, we have the mountains, we have the ocean, we have theme parks. But as far as gaming conventions go, in my area, the big one is Strategicon, and that happens 3 times a year. President's Weekend, Labor Day weekend, and Memorial Day weekends. And it's up in LA. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is a convention that a lot of people don't know even exists. And it's kind of a shame because it's a really good tabletop games convention. And before you hear the title of the convention, I want you to know that it's open to all things gaming. So it card games, role-playing games, board games, and miniatures games. But it is hosted by the HMGS PSW. Now, somebody asked me a while ago, what is the HMGS PSW? That acronym stands for the Historical Miniatures Gaming Society of Pacific Southwest. If you're not familiar with the HMGS is a 501c, non-for-profit, educational, fun, learning history while playing history. And people learn to paint historical miniatures. And then miniatures there of history, it just hasn't happened yet. And so that's how I got Battletech into the HMGS. And for many years I did that. And we had a little miniatures convention up in LA for many years. And then my first experience with the big con was roughly in 2018. And if you saw one of my earlier videos, and I'm learning as I'm going along, you will notice that I did a pretty long video of that convention in 2018. This convention, it has a great opportunity for everybody. It is happening again this year on October 10th and 11th in Fullerton, California, at Cal State University Fullerton in the Titan Convention Center building. And they are looking for volunteers. They are looking for people to run games. And it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just type in Mini Wars 2026 and the website will pop up. And then you just create an account, you sign in, you offer to host the games. And right now, they want you. And in fact, I want you to go to the convention so I can meet you, get to know you, find out what you're into. So those for many people that are on the channel for the role-playing games and the miniature games, don't worry, you're going to see more content about that. But I do want to prep you so you know this convention is coming up. Now you're probably wondering, what is this park I'm walking in? Well, it's in Huntington Beach, and it's called Gill Lake. And it's a really nice lake. And in fact, it's one of the lakes I take my sailboats on. So if I ever start doing my sailboats again, well, obviously, you'll probably see them here. The other one video that you saw some boats on in the past was at Don Kanabe Lake in LA County. That lake is amazing. I definitely need to get back up that way. So, what I wanted to do was just basically talk to you. Let you all get to know me a little bit. You know, see a little more just candid video. Just having a walk and a talk. You know, there's a lot of vloggers that I admire. And one of them, it passed away this last year. And I want to mention him. He was known as Adam the Woo. Adam the Woo really inspired me to get off my lazy butt and start vlogging. And another person was Justin Scard of Random Land. If you haven't watched those channels, I suggest you do. Okay, so if you're into like things like Route 66 and theme parks and stuff like that, I highly recommend you watch those channels. What is my channel going to do? Well, it's just going to continue to do things and stuff that I enjoy. So, and hopefully, things that you enjoy. So I want to just end this little video with saying thank you for watching. I look forward to going places and doing things with you and exploring and just keeping things positive. We, you know, kind of like an adventure with positivity as the goal. So again, I want to thank you. And don't forget Mini Wars 2026 at Cal State Fullerton at the Titan Events Center, October 10th and 11th. If you want to meet me, please come up. I'd like to get to know you. And thank you again for watching. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.